it again. Run it back. I'm sorry.
Eyes on me, I'm a queen, I'm a queen, I'm a queen. All eyes on me, I'm a queen, I'm a queen, I'm a queen. All eyes on me, I'm a queen, I'm a queen, I'm a queen. All eyes on me, I'm a queen.
What's up, Fashchey fam? It's your girl, and I am back with another video. You gotta
Fashchey fam, we back in this mug.
Okay, let me introduce my friend right here. Okay, introduce yourself, baby.
Hey y'all.
This is Jordan.
Y'all call me Jor. But
Introduce a little something about yourself.
how about you tell them?
Okay, I will. Let me go to my friend real
Let
quick.
me see what she got to say, y'all.
So first of all, like she said, this is your Jordan. Now, when me and Jordan met, we really met through social media.
Funniest shit ever.
But her energy was just like, girl, it matched mine. Like, I'm not a mean girl at all. Like, I love people who give off good ass energy.
Yes.
And I came to her prom tonight. We never met before.
Never met.
I'm
Y'all,
like,
this was like my phone bestie.
Okay, I'm like,
We
okay.
ain't never seen each
But
other,
mind you, we've had encounters like about business stuff, but it was never like, you know, so throughout the years, our friendship just kind of like, and we finally met in person. And then we started, after that, the vibe got rolling.
And this is the girl that I ain't gotta be with all the time. I ain't gotta talk to all the time.
Energy always the same. And first of all, let me tell y'all, I have to give all praise to Jordan. All praise to you, baby, because, no, seriously, like, this is a God-given friendship. And I feel like I'm in that era where God is gifting me with those friendships. And it's not even like gifting me with them because it's people who have already been in my life but are just highlighting them. And Jordan is definitely one of those people. Like, I love people who want to see you do better and you want to see them do better and you elevate each other. And I think that's what a friendship is. And it's so crazy because look, no, it's so crazy. I was looking at a post and it was talking about something with like best friends. And I feel like I always used to define best friends as people who like you hang out with all the time, like you're really close with and this and that. But I really feel like Jordan is one of my best friends because a best friend is people who bring out the best in you. And I feel like that's what our friendship really does. Like, that's what our friendship really does. Like,
she just almost made
really
me
bring out the best in me, and she put me onto so much. Like, I love you.
I love you.
I love you. Seriously.
No, I can't just let her go in on me like that, y'all. Like, y'all gotta know whose show this really is, cause Fash what? Fash fam, Fash show, Fash shine. Do you hear me?
Okay.
I'm so extra. Anyways, like, no, but seriously, what she said, heavy on the, I feel like this is my best friend because dead serious, we are aligned. I don't care, God, I don't know. It's there on every level, any little thing. She be handling all my little random moments. I just randomly text her like, "Shy, I'm feeling like this," and I would know she understands. She don't even know what I gotta talk about all the time, and she will always like understand because she been through that. You know, I'm trying not to hurt. She been through that stuff of just as ideas, so it really feels like we for real best friends on that level. Like I said, and this is somebody I don't even have to talk to every day, like literally. But as time is going, we getting closer and closer.
Okay, we align on even like the aspect of us sending each other like the alignment of the things that we watch. Like sometimes I don't even have to send it to her without her like already watching it, and we like, girl, you
did you see this? Like, yeah, I just watched this the other day.
And
like,
the connection of what we have to say be just like there.
There, exactly.
But we're not gonna keep blowing up our
because we really keep going.
Okay. Just like we said, we align in so many different ways, and I think that this book was so like on point for us because it came about the same time. Like God, I'm trying to tell y'all, God lands stuff so perfectly. Like just flow with it. Like seriously. But anyways, he placed into our hands balance, baby. And I've been telling y'all about this book a little bit. If you follow me on Instagram, I've been posting stuff, like little pages out of the book. But I haven't really expressed or like went over anything about the book.
I posted.
But the book is called Balance by Toure Roberts. Okay.
Oh my goodness. I feel like I manifested this though. I really feel like I manifested this. You remember I texted you last time and I was saying like we gonna end up at a
and every time I watch something, I feel like I'm there. Like I'm gonna be in that room.
And I say like, Shy, I'm like we gonna end up
in that room
with her. And then, now look at
we're
us.
gonna be in that
And
room.
look at us. This is what I'm talking about.
But seriously, we're gonna go
In tears. Like,
into this book because you know we gonna talk. Huh?
Yeah, definitely.
But what were you saying?
I was saying I'll be in tears. Like, Shay, you listen to
No,
this?
crying.
Like-
I text her 6 minutes in. I'm in tears. I'm in tears. I'm scared.
I just know this girl texted me like, girl, I'm only 6 minutes in. And I'm crying. I said,
All she did was pray. Lord God.
but she be going.
She be going.
When she feel it, she
I'm
go.
sorry.
She take
Please,
off.
Please. I'm begging you. It's his wife.
That's why.
And she that girl.
And that's how we found her.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyways, y'all, but we are really here to just talk about it and review it and let y'all know what we thought about it personally. And we just want to give y'all a scoop of how our perspectives are when we read this book, and as like young as we are, and see where our mental is at, and see if you're there too. And if you relate, and you should buy the book.
No, seriously.
And you should go read it.
But I also want to say this before we start, though. I just want to let y'all know I love y'all, but we are letting y'all into our conversation. So this is more so a like
This
me
is
and
like
Jordan really was
this
going
is
to
how
do
we
this
talk.
whether we record it or not.
Yeah.
So it's really a dialogue between us and how we analyze this, because I know before I read this, I was in a place that was stagnant. Like I felt like nothing was really like moving.
Same.
And so when this came about, it was really something like I needed in my spirit, like something that was just guiding me to that transformation. So I want to make this clear that this is a real moment that we're having and sharing about. Sharing about.
You know how we finna be. You know how we finna be.
Let's start from chapter 1.
Like,
Modules, it's gonna be 2 parts because the first part is, it's like you gotta dissect it. It's not like eat
Definitely.
it all up. And I don't want y'all to be skipping through this video like, all right, they talking too damn much. I promise. It's purpose.
it's
in
just
this.
a deep.
It's
a deep
book.
book.
All right. If you want balance, seriously,
Then you need to be here.
seriously.
No, everything just reminded me of Paradigm Shift. So when I had text you and I told you about Bob Proctor, I'm like, yeah, I've been having to rewatch some stuff. Because I'm like, let me just make sure I have the full understanding, because I already, did it before and I was having my Paradigm Shift. So I kind of just like, went through the Paradigm Shift and
Can
went
you
through
kinda
unconscious and conscious. Oh man, but yeah, I'm finna.
explain to them before you start
Yeah.
what paradigm.
And that's what I'm going into. So
Okay.
yeah, when I was doing
You better come through, girl. You better. Okay, we love to prepare.
Okay, a little bit prepared.
Seriously.
Okay, y'all. So a paradigm, first of all, is a location like in your unconscious mind, for one. So it's a multitude of habits that you can't seem to let go. That is just you just do it naturally. Like
Smoking weed.
Even if you want to stop smoking weed, right? The next day you still might smoke weed because that's just in your paradigm. That's something you used to. And it's also something that can be determined like by your environment. So as you grow up, like say if you actually Hispanic but you adopted and you got African Americans and their main language is English. As you growing up, you're not going to learn how to speak Spanish. You're going to be speaking English because that's your environment, and that sets like habits, and that's how you have your paradigm. So a paradigm shift is just actually shifting, unlearning, and relearning. So first you have to learn and be aware of what you have and stuff that you want to change. Then you're going to have to unlearn it, and you have to relearn the stuff that you need. So that's what a whole paradigm shift is. Was that a good explanation?
No, that was beautiful.
Oh,
Wow.
It's not really said throughout the book, but that's how I felt like it's like certain things that you need to even get to balance, certain things that you need to do to get to this place called balance, right?
And I like that you said that though, because when you speak of paradigm shift, I kind of feel like when I was reading the book, even though we're going to get to that part, but I'm not even going to go there yet. But I feel like when I was reading the book, there was a transformation happening in me that my mind wasn't necessarily aware of.
And that's why we said we have to take it back 2 times, because we was hitting this, but our mind wasn't. It had to catch up, like, and that's what we made it do. Catch up. But overall, I feel like that was really connected, and I feel like I definitely had to say that because a lot of people just don't know what it is.
And that's okay. Like that's
we
completely
didn't know.
okay.
When we heard it, I'm like, oh, what?
I'll show ass. What's here? Because I don't know. I'm like, what is that?
We were talking about saying what balance is.
Yeah,
I
okay.
feel like-
Look.
That's bitch. Look.
Stop, bro. You're embarrassing. People are looking at us.
Ain't nobody tell you screen.
Okay.
Hold it in. Just to start off, balance. It's a place. it's like a location, just like paradigm, y'all. And we're not referring to balance as in manage your schedule. You have to do this at this time, that at that time. No, baby, it's way deeper than that.
Yeah. So like you said, balance is a place, it's a location within yourself. And I feel like before I read that, and this is like this is in the first chapter, but I feel like when I read that, I didn't necessarily know the location of balance. Like I felt like balance was something that, okay, this is a place not a place that I had to reach, but something that I just needed to get myself to. I don't know where it was, but I knew it was something that was going to bring me peace. And so when I read like, okay, balance is a place, and then I'm like, okay, a place where? And so for my note I wrote is understanding plus learning that peace doesn't come from the external, it's internal. And when you're soul aware, we can clearly locate our place of balance.
And I love that definition. And like, it's crazy because you was like, it's something that keeps telling me I need to get here though.
Yeah.
And that's cause your soul craving that spot. And you know how
Come on.
your soul is craving that spot. Like, y'all, I go deep. So I'm sorry for those who don't, like, if y'all not spiritual, that's cool. But even for those who are and are not, like, this is just a matter of just reaching that peace in your life, period, y'all. So don't overthink it. If it's not cool. But if it is, cool.
If you want to reach that place, like,
this is where you need to be.
Book is, I can't tell you where your alignment is going to be or what God going to place into your life that's going to show you that, but it's going to be, you just have to yearn for it and ask.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
and it's not a one-time ask either.
It's not. It's over time. But like I was saying, though, your soul craves it, and that's what keep pulling you there. And I always told you, like, I don't know why, like, you have to keep doing stuff over and over, stuff that you never used to do. Meditate, go and pray regularly, like, consistently, like, y'all not know I'm just here over the surface.
When you
like,
don't feel like
you don't feel like it.
It's late at night.
It's just, do I want to do this? I'm still gonna write my to-do list, write out what I gotta do tomorrow. Like, it's that deep. But your soul is gonna continuously crave that. And you know what's crazy? I was thinking, like, yes, you have to have soul awareness, right? And when you know it's a difference between self-awareness and soul awareness.
And that was a chapter in the book as well.
That was a very good chapter. And I was just thinking, like, okay, soul awareness, though, yes, once you know, it's also like an attraction starts. Like, a deeper attraction, that relationship with soul awareness starts. And everything amplifies. Like, that craving, now you know you off. Like, you know you off today, but it's gonna keep pulling you back.
Literally. And I think that it also brings in the aspect of, I'm feeling like an ending of something but the beginning of something as well. Because I think that even with transitions, we have to remember that yes, you gain something, but you also have to let go of the things that are no longer benefiting you. And so once that awareness comes in, like, once you know something, you know it. You can't unknow it. And sometimes your soul knows it before your mind does, like I said. But I feel like when that happens, like you said, you now have an awareness of, you know what's for you and what's not. And so your soul is always going to pull on that string,
back,
like,
whether you want to do
and
it or not.
And you're going to know something's not right. Like,
you're going to feel off. Like, even I knew I was feeling off, like, this week or whatever the case may be, and I feel like my soul awareness have been just amplified because I didn't know why I was feeling off. I'm not a person who naturally feel like that, as you know, Cheyanne. So I'm just like, something is off. I don't know what it is, but it's pulling on me and it's strong. I'm texting Cheyanne like, girl, I'm like, this is real.
Something's coming.
Yes, G. Like, but that's what reaching balance is. You reaching the place of peace. Like, no matter what's going wrong, what's going left, you are still at peace. It's just a mentality of you are in abundance, you lack nothing. Like, it's just everything, there. And I have reached that place a few times actually, and it's at a place of rest. It's still getting things done, but you're just at rest. You at ease.
I don't even feel like there's an explanation really for that, because honestly, I feel like the first time I ever felt it was while I was reading this book. Like, that was the ultimate feeling for me, and I can't even describe it, but like, it, like, that would be the best way. Like, relax and ease. Like, you just, even in your body, you feel it. Like, there's no pressure.
There's no pressure.
Like, sometimes chilling. You feel like the weight of the fucking world is on your shoulder, and you worried about everything, but like, in that moment, I'm just there.
I'm just there chilling.
And that's okay.
it's okay. And you will still, it's crazy because you actually get your best work done when you're at rest. Like when we move, when we, you know, deeper into the thing, they had the mentality where, you know, when we stress, we be thinking we moving in fear of losing something, so we move hard, or we do things better that way. But in reality, you don't. You do it more at rest. And I've been producing my best work at rest. Yes.
We over exude ourselves. I talked about that in another video. Like, sometimes we don't know when to stop because of how society pushes, you know, and that becomes like, when has society ever wanted what's best for us? But really, like, it's just like when we get into that productivity mode, we think that rest is a negative thing. Exactly. And it becomes a negative connotation. But physically, our bodies are going to make us rest. And I've had my body physically like shut down on you. No, you creatively, like physically, mentally, like you don't want to reach a point of getting like that drained out. Like, restore yourself, take that time, and you're gonna know, you feel it. Yeah, like you literally have no energy at all. Like you're literally worn out, you're drained, and it's like by the time you even get to making more ideas for whatever you're trying to do, right? By the time you even get done trying to even put work and stuff into that, like you're already depleted. You have no creativity. It's not gonna work. So it's like you do work better at rest, depending on exactly what your purpose is. Look at this other end. They is on go. What the fuck? This end. I started talking about the self-awareness versus soul awareness. So I quoted this page. It was from page 16. It says self-awareness without soul awareness leaves blind spots and unnecessary limitations. But if you're soul aware, self-awareness is given. And I think that this was my first time ever hearing the concept soul awareness. Like, I've always heard of being self-aware, but I think that self-awareness is being aware of how you feel and being of your beliefs, of like what your career is and what you want to do in life. But I think that when you're soul aware, it's what's in, like, this is really, your soul is really the only thing that matters. And so like when you have that knowingness, that deep knowingness, it's like, I think of it like an outer, okay, I wrote this. I said self-awareness reminds me of like the external of soul awareness, or the layer before soul awareness. Definitely. Because it's a progression of finding the innermost source. Right. And it's just like that layer. Like, you're almost there, but that's not the whole depth of you. And you have to break through that layer. Like, and even before you are at that layer, something is constantly pulling you. You just have to listen. Like, a lot of people tune it out and don't even know. Like, you just know certain stuff, like what you're supposed to do, not do, whatever the case may be. You have a feeling. Right. And you just have to listen. A lot of people don't open their ears, don't listen to themselves, or just choose not to. Because you do have a voice inside of you. You do. Like, and everybody has it, whether it's like very, very small. Like, even when I watch, I don't know whose sermon this was, but they were just talking about how, it was on sound, what is it called? The room. Oh, the same room. The same room. Girl, right. I was sitting here like, I'm not good with names. The same room. I'm not good. And they were talking about, I don't know which video this was, but they were just saying how, like, when you have, like, having discernment with God is just so different. Like, it is. That's the voice. You know, like, that, I can't say that's the voice, but that's your inner voice, your soul voice. But it was just saying, like, how when you don't have this discernment, it's like a whisper, so it starts all over. Yeah, you living off of flesh. You doing stuff off of flesh. Yeah. Hey, don't do that. Hey, don't do that. And that's how it gets. When you start building that relationship with God, or just actually go for it, that's how it gets. You continue, my bad. No, that's the point. Like, when you gain that discernment and that soul awareness and wanting better, like, that's what comes with it. You get the discernment of hearing what's best for you and what's not. And then you can make the choice, because ultimately I know I can't blame myself for the past shit that I did because I wasn't aware. Yeah. But now if I do the same thing now and I'm aware, I'm sitting here like, it's gonna hit me 10 times more. Different, because that's why I was just telling my best friend, I'm like, I'm like, no, I'm like, now that it was different when I was doing this stuff, and I was like, whatever age, and I didn't know. Like, I could say I didn't know, because I didn't start my relationship, like building my relationship with God, until like a few years ago. So I'm like, now that I know though,
like it's different. Like I could say I didn't know God, and you know it go good, but now it's like you knew, and that stuff will start eating you up.
Right.
Literally. I don't know.
Well, my arm fat just jiggle. I hope y'all ain't see that.
Girl, you look good.
Jordan got some big old good strawberries.
I do. But no, I feel like you really described self-awareness and self-awareness of how I would too. So you really hooked good on that. And like she said though, it's just being self-aware is about knowing your values, your morals, those things, right? But being soul-aware is being committed to those things. Like you at a whole different point of commitment. Like you're taking all of that 10 times more serious.
And that goes into what he said in the book about being selfful instead of selfish or self-full. Now, a person that's selfish over-exudes what they need, but a person that's self-full sets boundaries for themselves to not be overextending themselves to certain degrees. But limits. It's to be mindful of yourself. It's also to be mindful of yourself. So this kind of goes into the quote that I kind of wrote down. It says, if you want to get to balance, you must learn to never feel guilty about what it takes for you to get there. And I think that sometimes we put ourselves in a guilty space because I don't want to disappoint this person. This person did this for me, so I don't want to feel like, bitch.
I don't know what these bugs went over there with you, Shab, but
I'm sorry, y'all. But
nah, that's a good. You was hitting it because it goes into that point when they were saying the power of no. And I am like, I'm still working on my nose because I say no, don't get me wrong, but like it's still some stuff that I would say yes to and guilty. Yeah, I would feel guilty, and I could say like I'm at that point where I still do need to work on my nose, and that's something that I'm working on with. But also like you have to know the power, like your yes is expensive. Okay, not everybody can get that because some stuff that you say yes to can later on affect you. Like you knew you should have said.
I'm looking for the garbage bag. Right, I didn't want to interrupt you.
I thought you was looking for like a. I thought you was looking for bugs or something. Gee, but yes, like your yes is expensive. G, it's like whatever you choose to do over that no that you could have said, it can later impact you, and then now you set back in your journey for something that you could have easily said no to.
And also, I'm sorry.
No, you good. Go ahead.
But also realizing like where this came into play for me also is I can't show up for you if I'm not my best self. Mm-hmm. And I realized that like I'm not gonna show up as my best self if I myself have not did everything that I need to do to make myself fulfilled, to make myself in that, to be able to give to you. And I think that when you're selfful, you're able to give more because you're fulfilled and flourishing yourself.
Yeah, it's called filling up your cup. Like I cannot keep pouring into you, and I don't even, my cup is not filled. My cup is not even being filled at that point. Like, especially if you in a sense of it's only really you on this journey. Like, and y'all probably know what I'm talking about. But you know, it'd be really only you on a real deep journey, and like your people. It's not a lot of people that can fill into your cup, basically. That's around you, and that's okay because you will have to fill it yourself, and you have to have God to fill up your cup anyways. But I'm saying like it is still good to be surrounded by those who can fill you up, and that's why me and Shot click so freaking much because she will refill my cup. Like it don't matter. Like she is one of the friends that she can speak and it's going to impact me. Not a lot of my friends, they can help me and it's going to impact, and I'm sorry, but that's the truth. It's like, you know, when they do start speaking, it's like, okay, cool, but it's not hitting. And the only person, like, Shy is one of my really only friends that really hit with.
Yeah, so seriously.
Like, seriously, and it's like, because I know she here with me, though. Like, we on our own 2 separate journeys, right? But I know she here with me. Like, it be there. But yes, so that's why I'm like, even then, you cannot continuously fill up somebody else, pick them up, and you don't have it in you yourself. Yeah. Because really, you still hurting them at the end because you can't help them the full way. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's very important.
You have like these feelings that you would have never had in the beginning. You grow resentful. When you don't say no, you grow resentful towards people because you like, I'm tired of you. Like, leave me alone. Literally. But it's really like you love this person, but it's just, you don't have it yourself to give. And so when you replenish yourself, then you're giving out of love and not because I feel guilty or because I just gotta give it to them.
Yeah, and it's okay because through that process, y'all, sometimes at the end of the day, the people you was gonna feel into won't even be there at the end of your process. So it's like also know that as you're on that journey of filling your cup, that those people that you lose or those things that fall off in the process is okay.
And it's
meant to be. It is meant to be, and not everything is in alignment at that time in your journey. Like every journey, like you are going to fall off people or gain new. Like God is gonna put those people that's supposed to be in alignment with you at your certain part. It's a process, and it's your process.
And I'm glad that you said that, because going off of that and what you were saying about how, like, you know, certain things just don't work out, you just have to go from that. But I just feel like a lot of times people don't let things go easily because, well, this has been my friend for this long, or, you know, and I don't think that we have an ability to let go of the things that we can no longer control. Like, if it's not, oh, look at the bird.
Oh, it's so cute.
Y'all, it's a black bird, and it has yellow wings and orange.
And it's so cute because I ain't never seen it.
I've never seen this bird before.
And I hope it's not calling his friends.
I have to report it though.
You should, because I ain't got a good angle.
I'm trying to protect myself. Oh yeah, I'm so fascinated. Birds have been my thing lately. Like
nature has been my thing. Like
too.
It's just been everything. I would admire a tree.
Okay,
please.
hug it. I would hug it. I will hug this tree.
That's what we.
Anyways, back to what we was talking.
You was on your.
All right.
You was on your.
I was just saying, like, okay, I think that we need to learn to let go of certain things, and I don't think that we have to let it go out of hate. Like it really like us.
It better not.
Oh my God.
We got strawberries. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Look at these wings.
Look, y'all. Look.
We got two of them.
Can y'all see them? Talking about two of them. I can't zoom. Goddamn.
Dang, just no eye. It had a little extra wing on the wing.
It was cute, all right? It was cute. But I feel like you have to learn to let go of things without there being bad energy. Like it doesn't have to be that way, because that's just what life is. Some people aren't meant to stay in your life forever, and it could be the people who we think are gonna be there forever, and that's okay. Like there's a time and a season for everything, and it may not be that they'll leave forever, and it's just a season moment, you know, and that's okay, because you need that time. You have to grow, you have to develop, and I feel like if you don't allow that to happen, you're building more chaos.
And you supposed to be okay with that. As we older now, we grown, okay? Y'all all changed. First of all, let's get that out of the way. Everybody is changing right now, so it's just like you have to. It's okay to be okay with saying we fell off because we was out of alignment.
I'm sorry. I just can't get over it.
I think it's not over us. It's like they'd be like, okay.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm here.
It's okay to say I fell out with that person because we're not in alignment anymore. It's the truth though. Like if you have different priorities at that time and they have those, or you have different plans, they have that, it ain't always gonna go together. And that's the sad truth. Like it's good to sit there and fight, but if it's not going, it's no beef about it. It's not even no we not friends no more. No, we need
two different paths right now. That's okay. I wish you the very best. And I think I used to say that and be like, I think I felt it, but I didn't. No, I think I meant it, but I didn't feel it.
Yeah.
And now when I say I really feel it, because when you're fulfilled yourself, I promise you don't move out of hate. You don't talk shit. You don't, because you yourself are fulfilled and you truly want the best for
when
people.
you really at that spot, y'all, you do not feel no type of animosity for that person no more.
And like, don't get me wrong,
none of that.
You can have shaky times and that's when you're out of balance, and that's a signal of knowing that.
Come on, let's get that.
Okay. Look how we drew that.
Okay, imbalance.
What that shit that mean? Imbalance. What that shit that mean?
You was rolling a fish, bitch.
So the next part that I wrote was about aloneness, like being lonely in the building. Okay, so the quote that I wrote was, "My fear of self is what created the real imposter." So when I heard that, it made me go back to high school, because I think that I created a perception or persona of myself that really wasn't who I was at the root of my soul. Did I know it? No. The mountain is you.
Yeah.
And that helped me realize that.
Self-sabotaging, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the word. see how they, anyways,
I got you.
Yeah, self-sabotage. And it's like, it goes back to a lot of things, y'all, but it's just really you psyching yourself out or not doing something. Like, you're self-sabotaging yourself. Like, it's just a lot of things that we blame on other people or blame on other things when it's really yourself. It's your mindset, and it's just what you choose to do.
Yeah,
but
that's what I got from that was my point of the, like, writing that code down. But I originally said that the fear of being alone, okay, I don't know what the fuck that was, but I was basically trying to say that the fear of being alone is a meaning that you haven't learned to fully accept yourself and your loneliness, and well, not loneliness, in your alone time. But it was so crazy because in the book it explained alone as the Middle English phrase, all one, but it means all one, and or wholly oneself. And I think that in the English diction, we're always changing shit we're not supposed to, making us believe
that's why
bullshit,
we be
okay?
the way we is now.
And so that really means to be all one. And I think that the concept of us believing that being alone means that you're lonely, that's not the case.
It's not,
and
baby.
So if you feel like when I'm by myself, I don't feel like, I don't want to be by myself, like I'm gonna hang out with my friends. And that's how I used to be. Like, I used to always want other people to be around me, but it was just because I used to think it was because I was an only child, and so I wanted, I never grew up with siblings. So, but that really wasn't the case. It was just because I there was something that I wasn't accepting in myself. And in the book it also said, like,
some people are scared to even sit in themselves or be alone because they're scared of what they're going to find out about themselves, or they're scared of their own thoughts. They are fearful. And I be saying, like, if you cannot,
or there's something missing
in you, and you're scared to face it, or you're scared to see the truth, or you scared that you're gonna hate the person you become.
Or you're fearful of the person you become. Because I think that you can be fearful of success.
You could be, exactly, and you'll be holding yourself self-sabotaging. Anyways, like, I remember I always tell my people, like, my friends and stuff, I'll be like, if you cannot be by yourself, if you cannot sit by yourself, it's something that you need to face. Really just analyze. And I've been a thank you, friend. Mm-hmm. I've been afraid to actually analyze it and face it. These ants going nuts.
Get away.
Ooh, I'm trying to flick it. Good job on the blow. Good job on the blow. Okay?
Please.
First story, y'all, is if you cannot sit in that presence of yourself, if you cannot face everything that you want to fix, like, you need to do that, because it's going to keep affecting you. You're going to keep getting, you're going to think you're shielding yourself or doing good by, going out and keep putting those distractions in front of you, but that is going to keep eating you up inside. And people, it's always, putting distractions and stuff in front of you is really going to drag you. You're going to feel that shit inside is going to eat you up, and as you get older, your emotions are going to amplify. It's going to keep eating you up until you face it. So you should do that.
The end all be all is, like he said in the book, the most important person you have counting on you is you. And so you have to show up for yourself, because nobody is going to be able to show up for you like you show up for you. Now I'm going to stop this video because this is going to be the first part. It's already almost 40 minutes long. And I really don't want y'all to be like, girl,
that's too fucking long. Like, y'all actually having a good conversation.
Y'all really is. Y'all love it. Y'all love it. I'm gonna come back with a part 2, but I love you guys.
Conversations with Joy and Shy.
Yeah. Energy.
Okay.
All right, but Fash Fam, I love you. Fash Fam.
Bye.
I'm a queen, all eyes on me. I'm a queen, I'm a queen, I'm a queen, all eyes on me. I'm a queen, I'm a queen, I'm a queen, all eyes on me.